Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for our live webinar on Introduction to CFD Trading. This is Lucas. I'm a Business Development Executive with Phillip Futures. Let me invite our speaker for today, Mr. Ethan Lee, a Senior Business Development Executive for Phillip Futures. Ethan, over to you.
Hi, thank you, Lucas. Okay, good evening, everyone. Before I start, just want to make sure that everyone is able to hear me. If you are able to hear me, please reply like a yes on the chat box so I would know. Lucas, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess everyone is able to hear. So let us just start off with this webinar. Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us in this webinar today. I'm Ethan from Phillip Futures, and today we'll be going through an introduction on trading CFD. Okay, so for today's session, I just want to manage the expectation for viewers. We'll be going through the basics that you will need to know before trading CFD, and the content is more suitable for people who are new to trading leverage products. So if you are new to CFD or have only been trading in the stock market, I hope you'll be able to take away something from this session. And also, all information presented today does not constitute to any investment advice. So please treat this webinar solely for educational purposes, okay? Okay, so this is what we will be going through today. So basically, just a quick 5 parts. First one is to understand CFD and some of its features, as well as understanding what is margin trading and also its risk. So secondly, we'll be going through why do people still trade CFD and why is CFD appealing. And then moving on to order types that we offer on our MT5 trading platform. So this is important because if you have a certain strategy, you will need to know which order type to use to execute your trade. And then we'll move on to a live platform demo, which is on MetaTrader 5. And then we'll move on lastly to trading with Phillip Futures. Okay, so let's start with understanding CFD, okay? Okay, so what is CFD? So CFD is derived from the term contract for difference, and it's an agreement between two parties to settle the difference between the opening and closing price of the contract. So what this means is that CFD allows you to trade on the price movement on an underlying asset such as an index or a stock. So if you think that the price of the underlying asset is going up, then you can buy the CFD and benefit from that rise. And if you think that the price will go down, you can sell a CFD contract and profit from that fall. So there are actually various types of CFD which you can trade from, such as commodities like crude oil, indices like US index like Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, or even Asian index like Hang Seng and Simsky. And then for Phillip Futures, we also offer Singapore, US, and Hong Kong shares, such as DBS, Boeing, and Tencent. Okay, so one feature of trading CFD is that it is bi-directional, meaning to say you can trade and profit from both a rising and falling market. Okay, so this is an hourly chart of a S&P 500 index that is from mid-June to July. So if you look at the price movement of this chart, you can see that there are actually many opportunities which you can profit from because it's rising and then there's a falling as well. So trading CFD does not restrict you to capture only the upside potential, but you can also profit from a bearish market. So if you predict that the contract price will rise, you should be going long on this contract. And if the price eventually rise from the price which you entered, then you will be in profit. Same thing, if you predict that the price will fall, then you should be going short or doing a sell on this contract. And if the price eventually falls from the price which you shorted at, then you will be in the profit. Okay, so this is just an illustration of bi-directional. Okay, so CFD is also a leverage product, meaning to say it's traded on margin. So I think this picture here explains the concept of leverage very well. When you are trading on margin, it means that you are essentially using a small amount of money to control a large contract. So if you are using $200 to control a contract size that is worth $10,000, effectively you are leveraging 50 times. So it's also important to note that leverage is actually something that could amplify both your profits and also your losses. Okay, we can let us zoom into an example of how leverage can actually affect your P&L in an actual trade. Okay, so the chart here is showing the hourly price movement of S&P 500 in August. Okay, so let's say assuming you buy into the contract when the index is at 3,350 points. Okay, so for this SPX 500 contract, 1 point is worth $1. So the value of one SPX contract when it's at 3,350 points is actually worth 3,350 US dollars. So the margin required to place a trade for this contract is USD 335 or 10%. So this also means that the leverage is 10 times. Okay. So now if you manage to capture this movement here from 3350, if you manage to capture this 50-point movement, okay, this also translates to a profit of actually 15%. $50 point movement in S&P is a $50 P&L. But this $50 P&L is actually based off your initial capital, which is the margin required of just 335 USD. So you can see that a very small movement in the S&P 500 contract can actually result in a huge profit and loss. And this is just within 2 days or so, whereby you can see this kind of movement. Okay. So what I want to emphasize here is that when you are trading leverage products, this small price movement can actually result in a big profit or loss. So it's important to keep in mind the notional value of the contract that you're actually trading, which is 3350 in this case. Okay. So of course, this is a double-edged sword because profits are amplified and losses are amplified as well. Okay, so if you're familiar with investing in shares, there are more factors to take note of when trading shares CFD. So just an example here, okay? So let's say if a trader is bullish on DBS shares and then he notices that the price usually does not fall below $18. So there's a support at $18. He has a plan to buy them at $18 and sell it back when it reaches $21. So this is relatively straightforward. So he goes in when the price, he just buys DBS shares when it's at $18 and sells and close out his trade when it's at $21 and he profits $3 per share. Okay. So however, when you are trading CFD, there are more considerations which you need to be aware of, such as what is the notional value of the contract that you're trading? What is the initial or maintenance margin required to hold this position? What about the account balance you need to maintain to prevent your positions from being liquidated? And also, at what price point does DBS shares need to be traded at before it's being liquidated? Okay, so these are considerations which usually people do not consider when they are trading stocks because they already fully pay the stocks. Okay, so if we compare trading stocks to trading indices, there are actually some benefits when you trade index as well. Okay, so of course, the first point being that index generally don't plunge due to one company performing badly, as trading a basket of stocks helps to cushion the poor performing companies. Okay, so you also do not need to stock pick or do company analysis when you trade index. So if you look at the US index example, such as S&P or Dow Jones, it provides an indication of the US equities market, and they usually move in tandem. Okay, so both the index and the equities markets should move in tandem. So if the US index goes up, majority of the US stocks should also be moving up in theory. Okay, so when you trade indices, generally you want to be more aware of economic data such as interest rates, non-farm payroll, and inflation rates. So these economic indicators will definitely affect the price movement of the index. So one use of CFD is to speculate on this index as well. Okay, So because you are trading a leverage product, meaning to say it's margin trading as well, there is something also known as a margin call. As you're only funding a small deposit to trade a bigger contract, you will actually need to maintain a margin required, a maintenance margin to continue holding the position. So the question is, when will the broker issue you a margin call? So margin call will happen when your account has margin deficits. Okay, so it is when your equity balance does not have sufficient funds to meet the required margins, also known as the maintenance margin. Okay, so account equity is also what I mean by account equity is that is the account balance minus your unrealized or floating losses. Of course, if your account is making money, you have some floating profits. There will never be a margin call. It's just that if your account balance is just the amount that you fund in your trading account, and then is suffering some of unrealized losses and causing your overall account balance to be lower than the maintenance margin, then yes, there will be a margin call issued to you. Okay, so to quote you an example, okay, let's say if you want to trade a contract that is worth US $10,000, okay, and the margin required is only a small amount, just US $1,000. So if you happen to just fund $1,000 in your account, and then you use your whole account balance to trade this one contract, 5% drop in this contract value will also mean a 50% unrealized loss. Okay, so you have lost 500 already. Although you haven't closed out your trade, it is just a floating loss. Your account equity is already only left with 500. Okay, so to continue holding this contract, right, you actually need to top up to ensure that your equity is more than the margin required. So what happened here is that brokers, usually they give you 2 days to top up for margin call. So these 2 days, you can actually find time to fund in your trading account to bring your account equity back to the required margin. So failing to do so, it may result in the broker liquidating your position. However, if you trade with Phillip Futures on our MT5 platform, there is no requirement to top up within 2 days if, let's say, your account equity is below the margin requirement. So what happens here is that Phillip Futures, there is a auto liquidation function where your positions will only be liquidated when your equity falls below 20% of the required margin. So meaning to say, if the margin required is 1,000 USD, if your unrealized loss is at 800 USD, and you're only meeting 20% of the margin requirement left in your account, and that is when there is a auto liquidation. So any point above that, above 20% and below 100% of the required margin, there is no liquidation on Phillip Futures MT5 platform. Okay. That being said, it is advisable to still not use all your account balance as margin, and always to leave some access to buffer for market volatility. Okay, so all in all, you need to be more aware and manage your risk well when trading on margin. Okay, so moving on, let us look at why people find CFD appealing and why do people still trade in CFD. Okay. Okay, so the first point, CFD, of course, is bi-directional, and your trades are not restricted by market movement. You can go long and short. So this enables you to profit from both a rising and falling market. And then secondly, apart from speculating, which is to profit based on your market views, you can also hedge your stocks portfolio from a potential downside. So let's say if you're holding a lot of shares and then it's paying dividends that are pretty good, but you also know that the share price will dip during this COVID period, okay, because business and all are affected. So if you happen to sell your shares, you do not know where to put your money into. So what happens here is that some people, they don't sell their shares, but instead they will short the CFD shares. So if the share price drops, right, of course you will have some losses on your physical shares, but you will make money from your CFD trades. So this is what we call by hedging your portfolio with CFD. Okay. So another key point is also leverage. It's also one of the key reasons why people trade CFD. Leverage, of course, it provides some form of capital efficiency and is able to free up your money for other investments. Okay. CFD, of course, is also a very simple instrument to trade because there is no contract expiry, unlike when you trade futures. So if you are trading index as well, it will also save you the process of stock picking and doing company analysis. So most of the CFD contracts are also generally smaller in size, and this means a smaller notional value as compared to trading futures. So with a small contract, this makes it especially suitable for newer traders. Okay, moving on, let us look at some of the order types available in our MT5 platform for you to execute your trades. Okay, so the first order type and also the most straightforward one would be, of course, be a market order. So in every contract that you trade, you will always see a bid and a ask quote. Okay, so bid is the price to sell, and ask or offer is the price that you want to buy it at. So the difference between the bid and ask is also known as the spread. So for a market order, what it means is that you are looking to buy or sell a particular contract immediately at whatever price the market is quoting. Okay, so let's say this is a quote for S&P 500 CFD. Okay, so based on this bid and ask, the market is quoting at 3,420, meaning to say if you want to go long immediately and you are willing to accept this quote, then you need to hit the buy at 3,420. If you want to sell immediately, it will be at 3,419.2. Okay. So this is a relatively straightforward order type. So the next order type we will look at would be a limit order. Okay. So what happens here in a limit order is that it's an order to buy or sell a contract at a specific price or better. Okay. So essentially you're looking to actually buy lower or sell higher than what the market is quoting. So based on these prices, let's say if you want to buy immediately, it's at 3,420. But let's say if you only want to buy when it's 3,350, this means that you have to enter a buy limit order at 3,350. So essentially you're queuing to buy at a lower price or queuing to sell at a higher price. Okay. So this is an example here. Example, if you want to buy, prices are doing here right now at the red spot. Okay. So you only want to buy when the market is doing somewhere lower than here. So you key a buy limit order. So this order will only be filled when prices reach this level. Okay. So same thing for the sell limit. If the prices is doing at this level right now, you have to place a sell limit higher than the market. You're queuing to sell at a better price. So once the market reaches this level, it will execute a sell limit order for you. Okay, the next order type is a more confusing one. This one is called a stop order. So what a stop order does is to buy or sell a contract once the price reaches a specific price. When the stop price is reached, right, a stop order will also become a market order. Okay. So in a stop order, what you are trying to do is to actually buy higher than the market and sell lower than what the market is actually quoting. Okay. Okay, so this may sound a bit confusing as to why someone would want to buy a contract higher than market price. So okay, so this is just an illustration on the chart. So if let's say the market is around here, you don't want to buy here, nor do you want to buy lower. You only want to buy when the market is at this point. So you only enter a buy trade when it's over here. Same thing for sell. If the market is doing at around this price point, you don't want to sell anywhere higher. You only want to sell when the market is doing at this point when it's lower than what the current prices. Okay. So some reasons why people do this. So first is to place a stop loss for your existing trade. You need to put a stop order. But on MT5, you don't have to use this order type to place a stop loss. I will show a platform demo on how you can put a stop loss on MT5 shortly. So the second reason why people use a stop order actually is to actually initiate a new position. Okay. Okay, so this is actually the trade ticket for MT5. I will do a demo later. So stop orders are also used to initiate a new position, mainly for trading breakouts. Okay, so just some background on breakouts. So a breakout happens when a stock or a index prices, it breaks through this defined support or resistance. So once it trades beyond this price barrier, volatility tends to increase, and prices usually tend to trade in the breakouts direction. Okay, so this is one of our strategy which some traders are looking at. So prices can actually break out in both ways. So if you when the price is doing at about this level, if you feel that it breaks through this support, then you want to take a short position, you can put a sell stop order, which is to sell below the market, sell below this point. So conversely, for a buy stop, if you think that prices, if it breaks through this resistance, then it will start to trend upwards. Then you can put a buy stop order here, which is to buy above the market. Okay. Okay, so actually these are some of very basic things you need to know about CFD for a start. So let me just show you a little bit on our Phillip MT5 platform here. Okay, so this one is the Phillip MetaTrader 5 platform here. So for this platform, it is pretty straightforward. On the left-hand side, right, you will see a bunch of contracts that we offer on MT5. So actually, we offer forex, we offer CFD for shares, we offer Bitcoin as well. There is also index like China A50, and then of course we have the Singapore's SIMSKI index, S&P index, things like that. Okay, so this is basically a watch list. So in this watch list, you'll be able to see what is the bid, what is the offer, and also the spread. Okay, so if you happen not to see any contracts because maybe they are hidden, so what you need to do is just right click and then click on show all. Okay, and you'll be able to see the various contracts that we offer. So if you can't find a particular contract, you can also search over here. At the end of this watch list, there is a search box. So let's say if you want to trade S&P, you can just type S&P, and then you can see here, there is a S&P. When you click on enter, it will bring you to where it's located in the watch list. Okay. So if you want to look at the chart for S&P, all you need to do is to click on this chart, click on this counter, and then drag it over to this chart area, and then let go of your mouse. So this is the S&P chart. So of course, if you do not like how the color scheme of this chart, right, you can always amend here. Over right click here, just go to properties. You can change the scheme, black on white, green on black, up to you. Okay, so let's say I prefer black on white, but I want my blue candle to be a green candle and my bear candle to be a red candle. It's just my preference. Okay, and I click on OK. Yep, so this is how the chart will look like. Okay, so indicators, of course, there are many indicators you can use. So common ones like moving average, if you want to add it in here, you can just pull and drag here and release, and then just put in your periods. So example, if I add in a 20 EMA, and there's a line here, and then I can add in another EMA. Let's say I add in a 50, and then I put a different color. So there are two lines. So once this is done, right, you can actually save this template. Okay, so to save this template, meaning to say if you happen to open a chart that is in black, or another kind of a setup that you don't like, right, you can just load it immediately. So how you do it is just by right clicking on it, go to templates, and then save template. So let's say I save this template as a webinar template. I click on save. If I happen to open another chart that is in this format, I can just right click, go to templates, and then load my template, and then it will show the template. Okay, so now maybe let's move on to a little bit on placing orders. Okay, so this one is the chart for S&P 500 CFD. These are the time frames here. You can see like a 1 minute chart. Of course, you can zoom out or zoom in. Okay, 1 minute chart. There's a 5 minute chart. This is a 15-minute chart. 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and also the daily chart. Of course, if you want to look at a longer time frame, you can go into weekly or even monthly. Okay, but assuming let's look at the daily chart here. Okay, So example, now if you see this chart, S&P is pretty bullish, supported at 20 EMA for the daily chart. So still quite bullish. If you want to take a position here on S&P, what you can do is that you can double click on this counter here. And then this will be the trade ticket that's popping out. So over here at the trade ticket, right, you can see that the prices is quoted here, 3516, 3517. So exchange execution also means to hit the market. So if you want to buy immediately at this price, you can actually go click on buy and go into this price. If you want to sell one lot immediately, if you have a bearish view, you can click on sell and then sell it immediately. Okay, so this is for market order. So volume here, of course, 1 point of S&P is worth $1. So if it is at 3,500 points now, the notional value of your contract is USD 3,005. Okay, so if you want to trade 35,000, you can just put 10 lots. So it's 10 S&P contract. So assuming let's go with one contract. Okay, so apart from market order, which is exchange execution, we can also put a pending order. So pending order is what we discussed about earlier, is to actually have like limit order or stop orders. So let's say if you want to buy lower than the market, if you think that S&P right now 3517 is a little high, you don't want to enter at this point. You only want to enter when it's about 3400. You can place a working order at 3400. So what happens here is it will queue to buy for you here. Place. Here is your working order. It will show that you actually have an order to buy S&P at 3400. So currently the price is 3500, so it's still working here. So of course, in this same trade ticket, if you want to put a stop loss and take profit, you can always do so by going to right click this order and clicking on modify or delete. Of course, before you even place this working order, you can already indicate your stop loss and take profit. So you don't need to use a separate order to key in a stop loss. You can do it under the trade ticket. Okay. So in this trade ticket, let's say if your stop loss you want to put it at 3300, and you want to take profit when it's at 3005. Yeah, so you can do so and modify. So your parameters are over here. This is where you will cut your loss, and this is where you will take your profit. Okay. So order placing is pretty straightforward. So the other order that we talked about earlier was also stop orders. So example, you want to, if you determine that at this particular point is a strong resistance, and if prices break through this point, you will tend to surge upwards as it's breaking out. Then you can actually put in a buy stop order over here. Okay. So in a buy stop order, of course, there is a trigger price. So you can put like maybe a 3,600 example, since prices have already broken 3,005. So at 3,006, what it means is that if it reaches 3,006, it will buy at the market for you. So whatever price the market is doing, it will just buy for you. So you have to be careful also if you're using this order type, because if the market happens to just touch 3,006 and it gets up to maybe the 3,007 or 3,008, although unlikely, your order will still be filled because it changes to a market order. So let's say if you want to mitigate this, you want to buy stop within a certain limit, then you have to do a stop limit order. Okay, so this one, it will give you a range. Example, if you say that 3350, I want to buy in the contract when it's doing higher than market. But of course, I don't want it to just buy at the market. There should be a limit that I'm willing to buy below. So example, you can put 3600. So what happens here is that at 3500, your order will be triggered to a buy limit order. That's anything below 3006, it will fill for you. Okay, so this is one of the order types that Phillip, the MT5 platform can cater as well. Okay, so for this platform, there is also a trade tab here. If you happen to have a position, here, there is a floating profit and loss. Okay, so what happens here is that you will be able to see your, okay, just let me take away this working order. Okay, you will be able to see your account balance, how much you have in your trading account, the equity balance, which accounts for the unrealized P&L over here. Okay, and then it will calculate your free margin for you. So as I was saying earlier, for Phillip Futures MT5 platform, even if the margin required is 339 and your account balance falls below 339, there is no margin call until your equity level here falls below falls to 20%. So the percentage value is also shown here. It's quite obvious if your account is below 100%. This gray bar immediately becomes red. So it's to warn you that actually your account equity is already under a margin deficit. Your balance is already having a shortfall, cannot meet the margin requirements. So you will need to manage your trades properly and maybe top up a little. Okay. So indicators and oscillators wise, there's plenty to choose from in MT5. We also have plugins like Autochartist and Trading Central, which I will share a little bit later in back in the slides. Okay. So this is just a rough walkthrough for MT5 platform. If you want a more in-depth walkthrough, or if you want to talk about certain strategies or how you can execute on the platform, you can always reach out to us via email or WhatsApp after this webinar, and then we can talk again separately. Okay. So today is just a very simple walkthrough on order placing and to locate contracts in this MT5 platform. Okay, so maybe let's move back to the slides. Okay, moving on, there is a few reasons why to trade with Phillip Futures. Okay, of course, the first point being that we actually use MT5 platform, which is quite a professional platform. It provides good charting, plenty of indicators, and of course, a good order ticket, whereby you can already place a stop loss and take profit level in the same order ticket. So we are also the first broker in Singapore to offer MT5 platform, and commissions are actually at 0 right now for all trades on MT5. So our MT5 platform, no matter what product you trade, be it is CFD shares, forex, or index, always at 0 commission. Okay. So apart from MT5 platform, we also have been around for 30 years, and we are one of the founding clearing members for SGX derivatives trading. So being regulated by MAS, so if you're also looking for a local broker which is safe and trustable, then do consider Phillip Futures. Okay. Okay, we also have a daily market commentary. Sorry, I missed this point, which is actually we have this WhatsApp that we talk to our clients, be it is general inquiries or trading related matters. So through this WhatsApp, we have commentaries such as oil and crude oil trading. So these exclusive commentaries are forwarded to our clients via WhatsApp. We also have this 24 hours IT and dealing support. So there's an assurance for you if you face any technical issues, even in the middle of the night. So we have this dedicated hotline for you to call, be it you need to do orders execution due to platform, due to for some reason you can't place in the platform, or there's also a IT line that you can call. Okay. So apart from CFD, we also have other asset classes such as forex, futures, and even options trading. Okay, so this will be convenient for you if you're looking to trade a different asset class with just one broker. So of course, if you want to find out more on trading futures and options, you can always engage us separately. Okay. Okay, so for Phillip Futures, our platform-wise, MT5, although other brokers, not local brokers, other international brokers also offer MT5. For Phillip Futures, we actually work with Autochartist, and this Autochartist is integrated to our trading platform. Okay, so what happens here is that Autochartist, what is Autochartist? Is that it is actually this market scanner able to monitor your entire watch list. So previously you see that we have many contracts offered here. So what this actually does is that it's constantly scanning all these contracts in various time frames, be it a daily chart, hourly chart, 4-hourly chart. So it's constantly scanning to identify chart patterns and project them directly into your chart for you. Okay. So this one is also real time. In the live account, all these projections are real time. So you'll be able to be prompted on opportunities when Autochartist manage to scan for particular trade patterns. So this saves you the time to constantly look at different markets or different products to find opportunities. This plugin will just scan and notify you. So on top of being a market scanner, Autochartist also includes other functions such as a volatility analysis and also a risk calculator. So volatility analysis means that usually price ranges day to day. So it gives you a range from today, what is the maximum price that this particular counter can go to, and what should be the lowest price that it can go to as well. So there is a volatility analysis here to help you manage your trades. So on top of that, there's also a risk calculator where it will be able to help you calculate what is the position sizing that you should enter based on a specific risk parameters that you indicated. So example, you can put in an entry price, you can put in a stop loss level, and then you can put in the amount of cash that you're willing to risk. And then this risk calculator will be able to count for you what is the exact trade size that you should enter, which should be quite important if you are doing trading. Okay. So other than Autochartist, we also offer another plugin called Trading Central. So for Trading Central, right, it is also integrated in the MT5 platform. So when you run this plugin, you'll see things like analyst view here. So in this analyst view, they actually have some instant viewpoints on their preferred direction. Example for this particular pair, which is a USD JPY. So their preference is to short below 109. And they even give you a specific price points to take profit. Okay, so these are some of the plugins that is available when you trade with Phillip Futures on MT5 platform. Okay. Okay, so like I was saying, we have this dedicated WhatsApp line. So this one is a sample of what we provide to clients day to day on WhatsApp. So we show some price points, price levels, and then some fundamentals as well on why the prices are moving and some key levels, things like that. So this is these exclusive commentaries are being communicated and distributed to our clients via WhatsApp. Okay, so if you are clients of Phillip Futures, then if you're interested, do let us know. We can always opt you in for this WhatsApp commentaries. Okay. So other than that, right, actually, this is all that I have to present for today. A very simple introduction to trading CFD and a very quick platform walkthrough. And of course, if you like more support in your trading journey, you can always open an account with us, and we are here to help you, and not just you facing your computer or a mobile application. So with that, maybe we can do a Q&A since we have some time, if there are any questions from the audience.
Thank you for the comprehensive walkthrough on the platform, Ethan. I hope you are ready. I think the audience are very interested in what you have to say, and there's a list of questions. So first one is we have a question commonly asked by the audience. Okay, a few of them. What is the minimum to open an MT5 account?
Okay, so for Phillip Futures, right, to open a trading account, it is actually free of charge. So you can actually just open an account and get it approved first. To activate the account, all you need is just Sing dollars $500. So if you don't activate the account, you can't place trade, but you can still open an account for free. Okay, so $500 is just the amount you need to activate the trading access after you've opened a trading account. So it's also a pretty affordable amount and very suitable for new traders to begin with. Yep.
Okay, thank you for that. So it's 500 Sing dollar to activate your account, but to open the account is free. And the next question we have from Jerry is, I already have a Poems account to trade CFD. Do I need a separate account to trade this CFD on the MT5?
Okay, very good question, Jerry. So for if you want to trade CFD on with Phillip Futures MT5, you actually need to open this MT5 trading account with Phillip Futures. So the main difference between Phillip Futures MT5 platform and the Poems platform, and Poems is basically the platform. So you can see like the order ticket is different, the charting and indicators is different. There is also a live PNL from the MT5 platform. So mainly still, to answer your question, yes, you need to open a separate account with us. Yep.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. We have another question from Mr. Huat. Okay, what is the relationship between Phillip Capital, Phillip Securities, and Phillip Futures? Are they the same company?
Okay, both Phillip Futures and Phillip Securities are under the Phillip Capital Group. So we're actually sort of like a sister company under the same parent, which is Phillip Capital. So actually, if you have been trading shares with Phillip Securities, or even trading CFD with Phillip Securities, some of you may be wondering, is there any difference since the security side is offering CFD, and then now the Phillip Futures is also offering CFD? So like I said earlier, the main difference is on the platform. If you are looking to trade CFD on MT5 platform, then you will need to open a trading account with Phillip Futures. If you are okay to trade on securities with on Poems platform, then yes, you can trade with Phillip Securities. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from Theo. Theo is asking, this Autochartist feature, is it available only on MT5 or can they have access to it on Poems as well?
Okay, good question. So Autochartist is actually a third-party software vendor as well. So it only supports, I think, MT5 for now. It's not integratable with Poems platform. So the good thing about MT5 is that you can actually use it on mobile as well. So on mobile is an independent app. But if you go into this Autochartist application, it tells you exactly what are the opportunities that it has scanned out in the live market, and then you can place trade on a separate platform. But if you are using it on MT5, it's integrated. So what it means is that it's actually portraying all these chart patterns, and sometimes it also shows you a take profit level, which is very convenient for you. It's identified for you certain key points, key levels for you to place your trades in the trading platform. So per se, Phillip Futures, we are the only local broker right now offering MT5. There are many brokers offering MT4, but Autochartist plugin is only for MT5 as of now. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you, Ethan. Another question from Mr. Kwang is that, is the commission charges the same for MT5 as well as Poems?
Okay, for commissions on Phillip's Poem CFD, I think there are some slight commission. You have to check with them, but at least for us, Phillip Future, I can speak for us. Trading on MT5 is zero commission. So regardless what product you trade, forex, CFD shares, CFD index, or even the Bitcoin that we have newly launched. All is free. So basically, the main thing you need to take note of is the spread.
Okay, we have a question from Sean. What are the markets that we can trade using MT5?
Okay, for MT5, right, markets wise, there is actually various markets you can trade in, be it our local Singapore markets. We have this SIMSKI index, which is similar to STI. It's a Singapore index as well. And then we also have individual single stocks CFD on MT5. That's for local. If you're looking at global markets like US markets, there's S&P, Nasdaq, Dow Jones. If you want to trade in single stocks, we have counters like Boeing. We also offer from Hong Kong Exchange as well. So index-wise is quite comprehensive. There is many index, be it a local index or global index. For shares-wise, we offer in 3 different markets: Singapore, Hong Kong, and US markets. Yep. So that's all we have for now for the product offering. But of course, we are constantly looking to add in more contracts so that you guys have more opportunities to trade in. Yep.
Okay. We have a question by William. For the CFD on MT5, do we pay interest for a long trade only or short trade as well?
Okay, this one is a very good question. So, be it which broker you trade with, Phillip or any other brokers in Singapore or overseas, if you are holding your CFD position overnight, meaning to say if you're not doing an intraday trade, there is something called a finance charge. Okay, so this finance charge, be it you long or short, it is a negative amount. Okay, however, if you are trading in index, okay, some of the index, even though when you trade CFD, uh, technically speaking, you do not own the underlying shares of the index. But if there is a dividend payout, you will still be entitled if you are longing the CFD. So what happens here is that if the index dividend payout is more than the financing charge, on certain occasions, you can see that by holding long, you can actually receive some money instead of paying for financing charges. I would like to just emphasize negative amount. There is a financing charge involved if you hold the position overnight. Yeah. So this financing charge is also you can also see in the platform. Maybe just let me show a quick view here in the platform. Okay, so over here in this platform, right, under the watch list. Okay, so let's say if you look at the S&P 500, if you right click on it and go to specification, you can actually see this product is the margin required, and the financing charge is shown here over swap long and swap short. So this means that if you are holding this position overnight for long, a negative amount means the amount you have to pay. A negative amount on the short also means the amount you need to pay for holding overnight. So all these charges are very transparent in the platform, and of course this changes day to day depending on whether there is a dividend payout and of course interest rates as well. Yeah, so I hope this answers your question.
Okay, Ethan, since you're on the platform, there are audience asking if we carry gold and silver on the MT5 platform. Can they trade, and what is the ticker for them to find it?
Okay, yes, we do offer Boolean contracts here. So if you're looking to trade gold and silver, the contract code you need to look out for is XAU, which is for gold. Or if you hover over this, you can also see it's a local London spot gold. And if you're looking to trade silver, it's a XAG. So this is gold against US dollar and silver against US dollars. So what you need to take note of when trading this contract is the quotation. So different brokers, they can quote gold prices differently. So for Phillip, our quotation, and also most brokers, they also usually quote gold prices in per ounce. So what it means here is that the price for 1 ounce of gold contract right now to buy is 1968.5 about that. And if you want to sell it immediately right now, it's 1967.7. So this is a quotation in ounce. But of course, more in depth is on the volume. For this ticker, you can trade as small as 1 ounce. If the volume here, you put it as a one lot essentially also means you are buying or selling 100 ounces. So 100 ounce is a very big contract since 1 ounce is already close to $2,000. 100 ounce also means that it's a notional value of 200,000. So it's a very big contract. If you want to enter something small, you can go in maybe like a 0.01 ounce, which is just a notional value of 1968. So if you're entering 1 ounce, then it's a dollar for dollar value. If the price rises by $1, then of course it's a $1 in profit. Of course, if you want, you can also do like a 10 ounce, which is about a 20,000 gold, 20,000 notional value gold contract. So silver is also the same. Silver is quoted in a per ounce as well. So this is also pretty bullish nowadays. Volume wise, if it's a one lot here, it's actually 5,000 ounce. Okay, so you can trade as low as 50 ounce for trading gold and silver with us. So it's a very affordable contracts to trade. Yep.
Okay, I think we have time for just 2 more questions. Okay, Mr. Chu asked, is the commission also zero if they trade the shares CFD?
Yes. Typically, when you trade exchange traded shares, like the stock market from SGX, of course there is a commission charge. But when you trade share CFD, example, if you want to speculate on SGX or even SIA, you can always just place a trade here. Okay, just place a trade. Commission is free. So regardless of what product you see here, every product here is free. Okay, so yep. So even if it's a share CFD, it's free of charge here.
Okay. I guess that's the last one more last question for the day from the audience is that how do Phillip make profit since you don't charge any commission on any of the trades on this platform?
Okay, I think this one is a quite a common question that people ask, because since it's zero commission, how will we earn money, right? So for a start, basically how Phillip earn is through the spread. So meaning to say, if you look at S&P 500, there is a buy price and a sell price, a bid and offer. So the price difference in between is 0.8. We make a little bit from this spread. And then, of course, just to be fully transparent, when you hold positions overnight, right, there is a financing charge. So that is something that we earn as well from your trades. If you manage, if you hold the positions overnight. So I believe this is how most brokers earn if it's on a zero commission trading platform. Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's kind of similar like if people go to money changer and when they change currencies, usually there's no charges or there's no commission charge. But if they realize on the board there is a bid and an ask, so it's kind of similar like what we do over here with our Phillip MT5 platform. All right. Thank you guys for everyone's time. Thank you, Ethan, for the comprehensive sharing and platform walkthrough. We will be sending a link where you can review this webinar, okay, through your email. So if you want to open a demo account to try out our platform, you can do so. Ethan, maybe you can just share again the slides where they can scan the QR code.
Yep.
So to open an account, you can just scan the one to the most right. Okay, opening an account is free. There's no minimum charges whatsoever every month. Okay, the minimum amount to activate your account and have access to the plugins like Autochartist and Trading Central that Ethan has shared, okay, is only $500. Then you can activate your account and have access to all these plugins. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for your time. We hope you find this section fruitful. And have a good evening.